My name is Daniel.
What's up, guys? I'm Juan,
Good, I'm Johnny.
and we're Los Aptos, and you guys are watching Pursuit of Dopeness.
All right, we are here at Lollapalooza
Yo,
2023.
yo, what's up? What's up?
We are here with Los Aptos
Yo.
from Indiana.
Yep.
So technically, this is kind of like a local show for you guys. This is your local-ish festival.
Yep.
The big one, at least.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Fort Wayne to Lollapalooza, what does that feel like?
Man, it feels so crazy, and it feels super chill because it was super dope to come out to perform at Lolla because usually we're always traveling super far because we're from Indiana, and to like do events and stuff, they're usually not close. And to kind of be like close to home is super dope. You know, we came over here to our neighboring state, Illinois, and playing in Chicago, super awesome.
Yep.
You played Ruido Fest before.
Yep.
Yeah, so what was the big difference in changing or preparing for something that was more Latin focused versus this one where it's music from all over the world?
Yeah. Well, I guess one of the main things that was different is the capacity, obviously, or like the level of how big it is. Like they're both great events, but you know, you come here and you're not expecting that. You see so many people, and it's super crazy. And like you said, to transition from a festival that's just like Latin based and to come to one that's like everything is like super dope. And like, you know, we're blessed to be like in mind of the people who are setting up this event, right? And to be here is just like, you know, a blessing, and we're super appreciative.
I mean, it was super cool. Like seeing out into the crowd and seeing their engagement, seeing like when we were like, all right, clap, they would clap.
Yeah,
you know,
super
they start
interactive.
waving, and you look into the crowd, it's all diversity. You know, like
Yes.
there was Guatemalans, there was Mexicans, there was Irish people, there's this, there's that. It was amazing. You know, it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was part of that crowd. It was
sir.
crazy considering like how much rain there was.
Yeah.
And you know, like, yeah, it affected how many people came into the park in general, but you guys still had a good crowd.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
were really digging it, and so it was really cool to see you guys doing your thing.
Hey, thank
Yeah,
you.
Despite, you know, even the rain right now is still
I know,
affecting
it's
us,
pouring
like
hard.
as we're trying to hold this interview. So for something like Lolla, I know you guys did like you closed out your set with a cover. How did that come about, and why did you guys choose that song?
Well, we actually got cut off a little bit short. We missed our last song, our closing song, but what we closed out with was dope because it was such a high level song,
Yeah.
like as far as the energy. So it was super dope. We covered 1%, which is a cumbia song by Grupo Frontera and Bad Bunny, and it's super dope. We usually always play La Canción by Bad Bunny, and they're kind of like in the same key. So we wanted to incorporate them and mix them and have a transition and like have a song to have people bounce around, you know, like have a good time, have high level energy. So it was super dope, and yeah, I don't know how you feel. It was just crazy.
That was good.
People liked it.
Yeah, I heard you guys do a little bit of La Canción, and I'm like, wait, I gotta
Yeah.
bring my phone out.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't, you know, record too much, you know, like they have
Yeah.
restrictions
Rain,
and all that. But like I saw that, I'm like, okay, I gotta get this one too. So it's cool because you guys, you know, you have your mixture of this like dream pop as well as like música mexicana,
Yeah.
sort of regional, sort of like inspired by like these corridos tumbados, and like it sounds so dope the way that you guys incorporate them.
Yeah.
How is it that you guys find the inspiration to like blend some of these sounds
Yeah.
and still make it sound something completely different and new,
Yeah.
as in Los Aptos?
Yeah, I think it's super cool what we've been like the music that we've been making recently. I think the way or like why it became what it is because like, you know, we started off like super regional Mexican, right? Like corridos. That's how like we started off. But then it went on to evolve and become our own thing. You know, we had to make our own sound or whatever. And we're kids that grew up we're Hispanic, right? But we grew up in America since our parents came here to work and stuff like that. And then we just settled here. So we have the influences from both sides. From like, you know, the Latin side and then like the American side, you know, listening to like hip hop and like pop and rap music and whatever music in English, listening to that and then listening to Latin music all together. I think just made this fusion that of songs. Yeah, a good little mix.
And
of what
I
we've
think
been
it's
making.
cool because like a lot of us like have different backgrounds, you know, like
Yeah.
Johnny grew up playing at school, right?
concert band, jazz band. middle school.
Exactly, and then like me too, like listening to Herbie Hancock jazz music, listening to salsa music, and then being able to get with these guys and make the Los Aptos sound what it is, you know. So
Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Well, I asked one of your fans in the crowd to see if they had a question for you guys, and one of
Hey,
them
that's
was Liliana Emery.
Okay.
Wanted
Shout
to
out
know
Juliana.
Shout out. Liliana or Juliana?
Liliana.
Oh, shout out Liliana.
Okay. She wanted to know what other genres of music would you guys like to explore?
oh wow,
I think I feel like we already explore other genres within our music, but like something different.
wow.
Maybe like bossa nova type of
Ooh,
music.
okay, bossa. Maybe
Yeah.
ska.
Maybe something more
Some reggae.
or maybe something more
I don't know.
more poppy. Something a little bit more poppy would be cool too. Like I'm talking like real pop with
Yeah.
like synths and like we already used it, but like synths and like a beat and a drum beat and stuff like that. I feel like would be cool to do something like that.
Nice. Yeah, and you guys had already covered Bad Bunny. Un Verano Sin Ti had a bunch of different mixtures.
Oh, yeah.
So
Thanks.
I'd love to see you guys do it with your own
Of
spin
course, yeah.
and doing it with a band.
That's awesome.
That'd be
So,
dope.
That's awesome. So, Los Aptos, you guys, your name was inspired by Survival of the Fittest.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So you know that. Yeah.
So it's awesome to see that
I like this guy.
Yeah. Paisano. So yeah, you know, these are the perfect conditions for testing, you know, your own limitations,
Yeah,
considering the
exactly.
weather. But you guys also started in the middle of a pandemic, and
Yeah.
you're all not to say this in a mean way, but you're all kids.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the sense
That's
of
not
like
mean.
Yeah.
you're
I,
so
I feel like
young.
I'm getting old, so thank you.
Yeah.
I'm 20 and I feel like
Yeah, and so considering that the whole world shut down
yeah.
right in the middle of like, you know, your peak youth years, how do you feel like that impacted the way that you guys create music?
Yeah. Go ahead. You can start it.
You said the way it impacted or what?
Yeah,
impacted, influenced.
Okay. It was a great way to start actually because both me and Juan started playing guitar in 2019, I think, right before the pandemic even started.
Yeah.
And like having no school and like not really having anything to do. We were both like 17, so we didn't really have like responsibilities to worry about.
Yeah.
So it was like just a cool like we could just focus on practicing, and I feel like we both got pretty good like pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then
So-
yeah, it was like real.
Yeah.
It helped us out, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it allowed us to concentrate. And it was a little bit of a bummer at first because you're like, dang, can't even do anything. But you know, it allowed us to make more content and just like focus on the music making and all of that, and just go for it. You know, we're not in school, so we're like, what else are we gonna do? We might as well just
Literally.
go for our dreams or whatever. You know, and that's what we did, and I feel like it turned out good.
Dope. And now, you know, the world opened back up. So now that everything is up and open, has that also influenced the way that you guys are working? I know that in some other interviews, you guys talked about how some of these other live band members
Yeah.
work off of like some tracks that you guys pre-record.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys feel like because you were formed in the pandemic, it made it easier to then make music or create music afterwards?
I think so. It did make things a little bit easier during the pandemic when we were kind of starting to grow more, like 2021 maybe even early 2022. You know, it was easier to connect with different like media or whatever because you're able to go hop on Zoom, and I think that some of those things have still remained. So you know, it's cool to be able to hop on Zoom with like an artist or like a media, you know, just to talk it out or like plan something out or whatever. And I think that's super cool. I don't know how you feel.
I think
But,
I like that answer.
yeah.
Okay. So so you guys have released a new album recently. It's
Yes.
fire.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I like this man even more.
Yeah. I obsessed over it, preparing for this interview. And what has been like the reception that you guys have been seeing now that you're playing it live?
Now that we're playing live,
Well, after the album
Okay.
has been released.
I think it's been super cool, and I think it's easier to like vibe out with the crowd because these songs are a little bit more groovy, and I think we feel a little bit more confident playing them because the energy is a lot higher and also the production is a lot better, and we're all more kind of prepared. You know, Danny with the tracks and stuff that we try to incorporate because we want to have like the full experience, you know, with like harmonies and like different sounds. I think it's been super dope to be able to play that and to show it to the people, and the people have caught on to the songs like Miel with Cuco and like Tu Me Llevas a Un Espacio with Danny. So it's been super cool to see them.
And I feel like even developing the album live, because the live album is different from the album that's recorded, and I think that itself is an experience for the audience and the fan that enjoys our music already, right? And then and then they see us live, and then they're like, yo, I like this, you know? And being able to play with Johnny, Juan, and then even a drummer now, you know,
exactly
two other guitarists, you know, go for it.
Also, shout out to my boy Jesse.
Shout out Jesse.
Javi and Johan, they've been playing with us for a while, actually. Javi and Johan, but Jesse recently just started playing with us. Danny actually introduced us with him. He plays in Danny's local band in Fort Wayne, where we're from, and yeah, even with like just with the drums, I feel like it brings up the vibe
a
like,
lot.
way more. Yeah.
The vibe, the energy, everything. I love how we can turn around and he's smiling. You know, he's smiling, banging the drums like hella hard, but he's smiling. You know, people get into it.
That's
know?
what's
like,
up.
That's what it is.
Like what grupos are supposed to be.
Yeah,
Exactly. A huevo.
We wanted to make the experience like bigger. You know what I mean? Because it deserved to be that big, like the songs. Yeah.
So one of the main songs, you just listed one right now, Miel with Cuco. That fire ass song.
Thank you.
It's a perfect combination of Cuco's vibes, Los Aptos vibes.
Yeah, dream true.
How did that song come about, and what can you tell us about working with Cuco?
We actually met Cuco last year around this time at Ruido Fest. It was super cool. We met him there. We got to watch his set. He actually watched our set. Such a dope, humble guy. And when we met him that day, we chopped it up a little bit. We talked. Nothing too crazy. And then when we were leaving, we were saying bye to him. He actually was like, "Oh, we should like set something up, like a session." And like he told us that, and we were just like, "Oh my god!" Like, but we didn't think too much of it because we were just like, maybe he's just being nice, you know. He just wanted to be cool. And then come a couple months pass. Around January of this year, the beginning, I had swiped up on his story, having nothing to do with music or whatever. We were just like a conversation or whatever, and then he texted back, and then whatever, we were talking, and then he was like, again, he mentioned like, "Oh, we should do a session," and like that's when I knew, and I told the guys, and we all knew that this was serious. Like we were super excited, and you know, our team set it up. We went out to California in February. And he was so involved. I don't know if you want to...
It was so dope. Like, dude, Juanito, we showed him a demo, right? And there was just a guitar and vocals. And then from there on, we're like, all right, we can add this. Kept on adding layers. And Cuco was like, all right, I'm going to add guitar. And then we're like, dude, that sounds fire. And he was like, all right, I'm at drums. And we're like, dude, that sounds fire too, man. And then since Cuco Cuco went off on that song, bro. And like,
Cuco synths are...
Dude, crazy. They're top tier.
Sorry, you can go after this. When he laid his fingers on the piano for the first time and he hit the synths, like he was just practicing to see what he could put on her. He hit it and we were just like, oh my God.
We're fanboying over here.
Instant.
Yeah, whenever Juan told me if I was like, I remember I was at work and he had texted me. He was like, would he be down to go to Cali and record a session with Cuco? I was like, dude, what? Like, why would he even ask me that? Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to quit right now.
I'll leave work right now.
So you got that Cuco collab. There were also talks about Eslabon Armado. What are some other like artists that you'd like to work with? If you know, given the chance, now that you guys are exploding.
Having the Danny collab and the Cuco collab recently, like it was just super dope. Like those were the people that like were at the top of our list as of now, you know. And then like the Cuco collab, I feel like it came super fast. Like we didn't think it was gonna come that fast. I feel like, oh, like what now? Because like the Dream collab came so quick, and we're just like, oh my god. And then now, going along, I don't know. There's a lot of artists we would like to work with. You know, like Dreaming Big. Obviously, we would like to work with Grupo Frontera. Would be super cool. I don't know. Can you think of anybody?
Maye. We talked about Maye. Shout out Maye.
Shout out
That
Maye.
one's dope.
Super dope artist. Music is crazy. Can you think of anybody?
You said Dreaming Big. Peso Pluma would always be a crazy collab. Yeah, Lagunas. I feel like my brother mentioned it to me actually. The song with Junior H. He was like,
Lagunas is what
Asiere. I'm tripping. Yeah. I remember my brother mentioned it to me. He was like, "That sounds kind of like an Aptos song," and I was like,
with the keys in
"Yeah."
I didn't even know there's keys in
yeah.
All right, man. Well, glad to hear all this stuff. So now that we can wrap up, I'd like to know, what do you guys want to do next? You got an album out.
Yeah. Sheesh.
You played Coachella. You're playing Lolla. What's next?
I guess we have a couple things lined up recently. Some events. We have a festival named Arre in Mexico, which is like the first big regional Mexican festival in Mexico, and we're super excited for that. That's gonna be insane. We have some other events. And yeah, this year we played as a guest in Coachella. So hopefully we're looking forward next year to be on the lineup. Hopefully, dream big, you know. And yeah, we have some cool events coming
And
up.
well, I feel like just like being patient.
Yeah.
I feel like all of these opportunities, like we're blessed to say the least, being able to play at different festivals. It's something that we would have never thought of, to be honest, being
It's
from
dope.
Fort Wayne, you know, and then being
Amazing.
able to travel for music. Like, for sure, God is good with us, you know, and like just keep being patient and persistent. I feel like that's what it is.
Yeah, super dope.